Okay, so our first step with working with the topography is I want to split the topography into all the different regions that make up the different parts of the building. For example, down on the first one, that's probably going to be the easiest one to split, would be all of the groundwork that's underneath the basement. And even if you want to think of it from the point of view of construction, the first levels of the building that need to be excavated for construction might be a good idea. So we'll go to the Massing and Site tab at the top here, and the first thing I'm going to do is start splitting these surfaces up into these different areas. So I'll click on the Split Surface command, I'll select the topography there, and I'll probably work at the basement level to do this. Now, it is most important when you split the surface. When I first split this initial surface of the topography, when I come back to split the front surface of the topography, I need to make sure that the lines are exactly on top of each other. So you will need to remember exactly which side of the walls you used to split the topography with, so that everything lines up perfectly later. Otherwise you'll end up with little gaps in your topography, and Revit won't let you finish that in some situations. It won't let you finish splitting it. So I'll just use my pick line tool initially, and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. Is I'll go around the outside of the walls, picking the outside of the walls in each case. I'll come back and trim later, and we'll go to the bottom of the ramp, and once again the outside of the wall and the outside of this wall here. Now we've got to remember this, that we use that outside line and the outside line there in both cases. And then I'll come down to here, and then I'll just trim everything up like that. Okay, so that's what I've got there. I can then finish that split surface. Now we've changed to a view where we can't see the topography, but if I go back to the site plan now, or maybe even to a 3D view in the site plan now, if I was to, in here, in the site plan view, hover over one piece of topography, select it, go down to the sunglasses and isolate the category so that topography is the only thing I can see. What you can see, what we've done here at the moment, is we've made a separate piece of topography around that basement area. We've split, we had one piece originally, now we've got a separate piece there. So I'm just going to go now around and split up into some different major areas under different parts of the building. So the next piece that I'll probably do is I'll go up to, once again I'll go to Split Surface, and it'll be this outside piece that I'll select now. And then I'll go to maybe the factory floor. I'll start off at basement, pick lines. Now remember, I use the outside of that wall, so I've got to use the outside of that wall again, and I use the outside of that wall, so I'm keeping that as a common theme. I'll even trim that up before I go up any higher, but I think probably for the rest of it I'll go upstairs to the factory floor. In which case then I'll just work my way around, I think, the floor of the building. So back again to pick lines. I think I've got a floor line through here. Very careful. Now make sure that you can pick these same lines again later. Remember, that's the floor line. So here, make sure you pick something that you can pick again later. So I'm going to make sure I'm always picking the floor. So I'll tab through until it says floor. Then somewhere towards the outside of the curtain wall here, I'll tab through until I've just had it, and tab through until it says floor. That way you'll always be able to come back and you'll know you're picking the same lines for the subsequent ones. So tabbing through until we've got the floor, and then that edge there is the floor, and then we've got a floor line through here somewhere, and then I'll just trim up. I think everything else should be trimmed, and then I'll just finish that split surface. Okay, this is the problem we get if you cancel. I'll have to. I might not have trimmed up here properly yet, so I better do a trim. Okay, I think that's right now. Just hold on tab. Yeah, it looks like I've nicely closed there now. so I'll be able to finish surface there. So if we go back to show you what's happened in 3D view, we've now got one surface there, another whole external surface there, and we'll have another surface just here. So we've got three surfaces now. The next one I'll do would be the ramp, because that's going to be a different piece of topography that's sloping at a different range. So I'll start that off once again at the basement, well in 3D view. Starting off in 3D view, split the surface, select this outside piece of topography to split. I'll start off at basement level, and we use pick lines. Now it was the base of the ramp that I went to last time, it was the outside of the wall, so I've done exactly the same there. I think I'll go to the outside of this wall here with the topography, trim that all up, and then I need to find the top of the ramp. So I can find the top of the ramp at factory floor level and use my pick lines tool. There's the top of the ramp, and then I'll trim everything up, and then I've split the topography into another piece, so we'll finish that surface. Go back and check the effect in 3D, and there's the piece of topography that lies underneath the ramp. Okay, so just thinking probably there might be another little area out the front here, but I'll just give that some more thought now and show you the other pieces that I split up. So I'll just pause the video for a second.